this exercise, we're going to walk you through setting up an IP phone for a remote or home office. If you turn the phone over and place it on a flat surface, you'll notice there's a series of ports on the bottom of the phone. Beginning in the far left, there's a port for auxiliary power. There's a port to plug the telephone into the network. The next port allows you to plug a computer into the back of the phone if you only have a single cable drop at your desk. Next is a port for an optional headset, and finally the port for a handset. To make it easier to follow along, we're going to use colored patch cables. The color of your cables may be different, and that's okay. We begin by placing a white patch cable into the port labeled network or LAN on the bottom of the phone. The white patch cable then plugs into the port labeled phone on the Power over Ethernet injector. On the Power over Ethernet injector, the next port, which is labeled LAN or network, subsequently plugs into the wall. It may also plug into a switch or perhaps directly into your modem. The Power over Ethernet injector also has a standard electrical power lead that must be plugged into an electrical outlet on the wall. Be sure that the back of the power lead is seated properly. Newer versions of the Power over Ethernet injector use international icons. On the top is the icon for network, and below that is an icon for a telephone. If your remote office or home office has Power over Ethernet, we eliminate the need for the PoE injector. In this case, we can go directly from the LAN port on the telephone to the jack on the wall, or directly into a PoE port on your switch. Another scenario is that you might be using the auxiliary power supply on the far left of the telephone. The auxiliary power supply plugs directly into an electrical outlet on the wall or a power bar. If that's the case, again, we're going to take a patch cable from the network port on the telephone and plug it directly into a jack on the wall, or perhaps the switch, or directly into your modem. Once you've plugged in the phone, allow it to establish itself on the network and reach out to the call server. This process takes several minutes. If the phone doesn't automatically log in using the extension and password provided to you by your system administrator. Once the phone logs in, you'll see the time and date, your user extension and name, and your phone is ready for use.